Trump, Jerusalem move prompts negative world reaction. Turkey to host OIC extraordinary meeting on Jerusalem. Good afternoon. You're watching News on 2. I'm Amin Carlos. Malaysia reaffirms that the issue of Jerusalem is at the core of the Palestinian cause and requests that all member states of the United Nations not to recognize any changes in the pre-1967 borders, including in connection with Jerusalem. And at the same time, Malaysia also calls for a united objection by the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or OIC, on suggestions to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. And Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said OIC members should react swiftly to plans made by US President Donald Trump's administration, as it could escalate to a major crisis in the West Asian region.
Kita akan mendengar kenyataan resmi yang akan dikeluarkan oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri terhadap beberapa saranan yang akan dilakukan oleh pihak Malaysia di dalam menangani permasalahan ini, bukan hanya sekadar cadangan, saranan atau resolusi. Kita akan mengambil beberapa tindakan dengan tidak mencampuri sebarang urusan dan dasar mana-mana kerajaan.
Dr. Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid also said that Malaysia would come up with several suggestions and an action plan in handling the issue. He said this after receiving a courtesy call from a Hamas delegation led by its political bureau member, Dr. Mahir Salah, among the sidelines of the UMNO General Assembly 2017 at the Putra World Trade Center. Meanwhile, Dr. Mahir has expressed his gratitude over Malaysia's continued efforts to realize the Palestinian cause.
We expressed our concern, our refusal for this step, which is against all international laws, and it is against the wishes and rights of the Palestinian people. Jerusalem will always be the capital of Palestine, will always be an Arabic and Islamic city.
Will be a battle to choose between two opposing options to keep in power Barisan Nasional (BN), a government with a solid track record in developing the country, or to anoint opposition parties. As such, UMNO Wanita Chief Tan Sri Shahrazad Jalil has urged the people to choose wisely and to reflect upon how much the BN government has done in looking after the rakyat's welfare. At the same time, Tan Sri Shahrazad called on the Wanita UMNO members to adopt a winning mentality and work hard as a united machinery for the GE14.
Kita berjuang untuk rakyat Malaysia. Berbilang kaum, berbilang agama, betul tak? Daripada Perlis ke Sabah ke Sarawak, untuk semua. Sebab itu wanita UMNO, saya rasalah ya, Allah bagi berkat kerana perjuangan kita suci dan murni. Kita akan teruskan, saya nak cakaplah ya. Bukan hanya kerana kita nak menang pilihan raya. Nawaitu kita.
Tan Sri Shahrazad said this when winding up the debate at the Wanita UMNO Assembly yesterday. She also thanked the movement members for remaining loyal to her despite her fall from grace before winning back the leadership post. Meanwhile, the UMNO youth will move a motion for an agenda on empowering the economy of youths in villages to be included in the BN manifesto for the 14th general election. The movement leader, Khairi Jamaluddin, who is also Youth and Sports Minister, said present realities show that it was difficult for youths in villages to seize the opportunity from the Industrial Revolution 4.0 or Digital Free Trade Zone, DFTZ.
Kita kena wujudkan satu gelombang ekonomi untuk orang muda tersebut. Mereka ini penyokong kita dan jangan mereka ini ketinggalan. Saya harap dalam manifesto tersebut, saya dapat mandat daripada saudara-saudara semua, kita angkat ini sebagai suara pemuda, bahawa anak muda yang ada di kampung, anak muda Melayu ini tidak ketinggalan.
The Rembau Member of Parliament said the youth machinery should ensure the motion become a reality, as well as to ensure the target group knew that it came from UMNO and BN and was aimed at empowering the Malay youths in the rural areas. Puteri UMNO Chief Datuk Mas Ermiati Samsudin has stressed on the T, that's a capital T concept, as a guideline for Puteri delegates and members in facing the upcoming GE14. Now, the 4 T's involve meeting up with young Malay women to get them registered as voters, rejecting slander spread on social media, winning the hearts of voters, particularly first-time voters, and carrying on with the Puteri Peduli or Puteri Cares program to get close to the people. On the matter of candidates for the general election, Datuk Mas Ermiati wants all Puteri UMNO members to be united and to leave the selection of candidates to the party's top leadership.
Memang hati kita nak orang muda. Betul atau tidak? Memang kita nak wanita. Betul atau tidak? Tetapi kali ini amat crucial. Kerana apa? Yang paling penting BN mesti menang, sebab itulah winnable, likeable, workable dan capable WLWC antara calon-calon yang menjadi pilihan yang menggunakan metodologi itu kita serahkan pada pucuk pimpinan parti.
For the first time, sign language facility was provided throughout the Puteri UMNO Annual Assembly. Datuk Mas Ermiati said the sign language was provided so that the hearing impaired could know the aspirations championed by UMNO and its wings all this while. Jelebu MP Datuk Zainuddin Ismail has passed away at his Villa Puteri house in Kuala Lumpur at 7:30 p.m. yesterday, and he was 58. Jelebu UMNO head and Pertang Assemblyman Datuk Jalaluddin Alias said the first-term UMNO MP died due to complications from a brain tumour he suffered a year ago. Now, Datuk Jalaluddin said Datuk Zainuddin's death is a great loss to UMNO, as he had contributed immensely to party work, especially in Jelebu. Datuk Zainuddin was first admitted to the Kuala Lumpur hospital after he collapsed at his house in Kuala Kelawang on May 13th last year. And Datuk Zainuddin was a business administration graduate from University Malaya and has 3 children. He was appointed the chairman of LGM Properties Corporation, a body under the Malaysian Rubber Board. 6 people have been injured when a double-decker express bus was involved in an accident with a trailer at kilometre 249.6 of the North-South Expressway near the Sungai Perak Rest and Service area, or the RNR, Kuala Kangsar early this morning. And a Perak Fire and Rescue Department spokesman said the injured victims comprised 5 passengers and the bus driver. Now, in the accident that occurred when the express bus carrying 42 passengers from Kangar Perlis to Klang, Selangor, crashed into the back of the trailer parked on the road shoulder on the exit from the RNR. And the Perak Fire and Rescue Department received a call at about 3:44 a.m. before a team, each from the Kuala Kangsar and Meru Raya stations, rushed to the location. The driver of the trailer, which was carrying 25 tons of sawdust, and his attendant were unhurt. Royal Malaysia Police, PDRM, nabbed 4 men believed to be members of the militant group Daesh in Sandakan, Sabah on Monday. An Inspector General of Police, Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun, said the suspects, aged between 31 and 40, were citizens of a neighboring country. And speaking at a media conference after launching the Snatch, Theft and Pickpocket Crime Prevention campaign in Kuala Lumpur, Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi said the suspects used Sandakan as a transit point to southern Philippines, adding that all 4 individuals were on police's wanted list and are now being detained under the Security Offences Special Measures Act 2012. And Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi, however, did not elaborate further on the case as it was under investigation. The remand on 2 men, including a company director to facilitate investigations into illegal mining of sand and gravel in Selangor, was extended yesterday for 3 days till Friday. And Magistrate Nur Hidayati, Muhammad Nasro, who granted the extension on the application of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, also released 2 other individuals, a company director and a project manager, investigated for the same case on 10,000 ringgit and 15,000 ringgit deposited bail, respectively. Now, they were remanded 7 days from November 30th after being detained at 12:30 p.m. on November 29th in Kuala Lumpur. Following the arrest, the MACC froze several accounts of the suspected companies containing 4 million ringgit. Initial investigations by MACC found that the mining companies had offered bribes to local authority officers, allegedly as an inducement not to take action against them. Significant policy reform and innovation are needed to make radical but necessary changes to the traditional education ecosystem. The Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Muizuddin Shah, said a more entrepreneurial approach to higher education must be fostered to bring about these changes.
There are some risks associated with this strategy, given the fundamental tension between the public mission of education and the profit motive that drives the private sector. But it is necessary now to bring some of this risk-taking and entrepreneurial spirit to the challenging task of educational reform.
In his royal address at the Malaysia Higher Education 4.0 MYHE 4.0 seminar at University Technology Petronas in Sri Iskandar, Perak, Sultan Nazrin also said higher education was in a state of flux and the swift pace of technological change had major implications for the sector. MYHE 4.0 is the first higher education event in Malaysia that discusses future directions for the sector in light of the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the National Transformation or TN50 program. Sultan Nazrin said, however, such efforts may meet resistance from the more traditional institutions. Malaysia's early-stage startup influencer, Cradle Fund Sendirian Berhad, has sealed an agreement with Newsroom Solutions Sendirian Berhad, or Super Newsroom, to support over 1,000 startups and partners in their marketing and public relations, or PR, efforts. And Super Newsroom is Asia's first do-it-yourself, or DIY, digital PR platform based in Malaysia. Cradle Group Chief Executive Officer, CEO Nazrin Hassan, said the collaboration with Super Newsroom would provide a cost-effective solution to gain media traction and publicity, as most startups have minimal financial resources.
Real value, and aside from guiding them, we want to get them to execute right. We want to get them the services at a price point which is of value, and this is what Super Newsroom offers, aside from the experience of being a startup themselves.
Nazrin told reporters at the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between the two parties in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. Vingada has resigned as head coach of the national football team barely 6 months after taking the job. Now, the Portuguese said that he took responsibility for the poor performance of the team after discussions with Football Association of Malaysia, or FAM, President Tunku Ismail Ibni Sultan Ibrahim. Vingada added that two of his assistants, Joao Arnaldo Correa de Carvalho and Francisco Jose Bruto da Costa, have also resigned from their respective positions as national assistant coach and national fitness coach, respectively. Under Vingada, Malaysia lost 6 of the 7 matches they played, including 4 Asian Cup qualification matches. Vingada had previously shouldered the blame for the poor results of Harimau Malaya and admitted that the team is not ready to compete at the Asian level. He also said that he had never experienced such poor results with any team previously. And that concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story, world community condemns Trump's Jerusalem plan and leaders warn of further violence in West Asia. We'll be back with more updates at 7 this evening. Till then, I'm Amin Carlos. Thanks for watching and have a pleasant day.